Can you describe what the National Land Use Development Master Plan is?
National Land Use and Development Master Plan is a national planning tool that was adopted by the government of Rwanda in 2011. It was prepared from 2009, almost a period of 3 years, and it was prepared by Swedish survey, the Swedish partner institution in cooperation, and it was approved, yes, of course, in 2011 by the cabinet. So, so the National Land Use and Development Master Plan came to solve a lot of challenges, because before we did not have this kind of tool to guide the government where all resources should be allocated, where development programs should be planned and so allocated as well. So that's how, as an ambition for the government of Rwanda, proposed to develop and approve this tool for the first kind, in order to guide the government alongside with the government visions. You know, the government, had a Vision 2020. Government had a DPRS, Economic Development for Poverty Reduction Strategy. So, National Land Use and Development Master Plan came as a tool to implement the policy that was also adopted in 2004, the current National Land Policy, so as to make sure that land use planning and development is properly managed. In preparation of National Land Use and Development Master Plan, there were a lot of activities carried out. Most of those activities carried out was one, to develop a national base map, and also there were a lot of activities related to studies, ecological sensitive areas, identifying those risk areas, suitability analysis, and all those activities really were carried out in order to know how and where in the future proper and efficient land management will be. So that's in brief about the National Land Use and Development Master Plan. Yeah, it was very important because before, the government found it very important to have this tool, because we did not have National Land Use and Development Master Plan. It was very important to guide, all other tools. It was all very important to make sure that it guides all other tools, like urban development plans. And the government also ensured that each district should have a master plan. Okay, an urban development plan, sorry, that's to say. And even each district was prepared to have a district land use plan alongside with district development program, DDP. Yes, of course. So it was very important to come to guide all those tools at a local level, at the local level, at the district level, so to guide their implementation. So as a good tool to guide their implementation. That's why specifically it was very important to guide all those initiative tools to make sure that implementation of land use planning is well organized. Yeah, of course, before implementation, before the approval and implementation of National Land Use and Development Master Plan, a lot of things were being done in disorganized way, especially when we talk of land use management, land management. So, because we did not have this tool at a national level, so almost everything, we had a lot of, settlement activities taking place in informal way, agriculture, the same thing, forestry, all different categories of land uses were being really not well organized. But when National Land Use and Development Master Plan was adopted, it showed the good channels of implementation, the good directives, instructions, where and each of land use should be. It is not, the National Land Use and Development Master Plan is not a detailed tool, but at least it has some directives. It's through those directives that now everything were now taking place in a proper manner. At least there was a reduction of making things in an informal way. So as a guide, we had seen some changes. So we may not say a lot of changes as such, but there were some changes happened in order to implement land use. So this is only the difference if you compare before and even after when the National Land Use and Development Master Plan was adopted. Yes, some of implement challenges, I would say we have already some district and land use plans approved at the district level. We have district urban development plan. We have different settlement plan. In Midugudu, we have agglomerations. We have rural settlement, group settlement. They have plans. We have different sectoral plans. We have specific plans. We have different land use development plans at a different level. We have, lake showers development plans. We have tourism development plans. So you can see we have a lot of, land use plans. Some of the challenges that we have been observing or experiencing as land use professionals or who are in charge of decision making, most of those challenges are related to increased settlement, but being done in informal way that takes up mostly other different land uses. And some of land uses are becoming victims. For instance, agricultural lands, and not only agriculture, and also forestry. We've been making our assessment and evaluation on implementation of land use plans. Most of lands and districts who evaluated the implementation were informed that agricultural lands are getting minimized every time because of the rapid residential settlement and the construction industry. Not only that, it also affects the forestry land users, and also other land users are as well affected. So that is the challenge we've been seeing. So we have the challenge of conflicts in land use planning implementation. So that is a big challenge we've been seeing. And this creates a lot of urban sprawl, especially around the city of Kigali, not only Kigali, but also other districts. So we had experienced an increase in urban sprawl in different areas of district urban development designated places. So this is a big challenge. So those are mostly some of the challenges that we've been really finding, we've been encountering through those assessment and evaluation we've been making. Also, we've been engaged in urban auditing on implementation of master plans. So there, we work with Ministry of Infrastructure and Housing, Rwanda Housing Authority and district to assess the implementation of district urban development plans. So we found there are a lot of challenges related to non-compliance, actually. So the compliance is a little bit low, but it's all about, you know, so still about the mindset, the lack of strict measures and enforcement at a local level that should be really, you know, put much efforts to make sure that something happens or something, you know, change. I would say we still have challenges. As I said before, we still have challenges. The government is doing the best that implementation of different tools we have, like master plans, are being done in adequate and efficient manner, so that at least in the future we are not having some troubles and problems related to scarce land we have. But I would say currently we are, though we are facing a lot of challenges as well in terms of implementation. All those conflicts I've been talking related to different uses because of economic growth. As we are having economic growth, we want to develop, but we also affect other natural sources, which is really a big challenge. Currently, we are working on a revision of this National Land Use and Development Master Plan that we have, that I told you that was adopted in 2011. We are revising it, looking at Vision 2050 as a government vision, a longer-term vision. So where do we want the land to be in all those years? Up to 2050, as the country be developed to another level. So we want to revise. I mean, we are in the process of revising the plan, but the government is also revising all other plans. Like we have City of Kigali Master Plan, we have secondary cities master plan that will be also revised, but as well also other district development plans. So we want to make sure that we make a revision according to new vision, so that at least we'll be able to tackle all those challenges. The government has national transformation, strategic transformation program. We want to see how this should go together with efficient land use planning. So that's why we are doing on it, and this is the current situation as we are now trying to change everything. We do not want to go back. We've been having a lot of challenges because we have learned some lessons from the experience we have. So we want to change so that in the future, where are we going, given the big population, given the scarce land of Rwanda? So, you know. Yeah. Yes, I'm very optimistic that given, you know, the government before putting much effort on land use planning, put much efforts in land registration, systematic land registration and so forth. A lot of achievements, you know, even in Rwanda is among the best countries in the world to register properties, you know that. But now, after achieving this and the system in the place, and the government is earning, you know, revenues from this land that we did not register before and so forth. And now, are we efficiently using this land that we managed? Now we are focusing on land use. You see, now we are focusing, the government is putting much effort to make sure that we have a good land use planning. And one of the way that we are going to, the ministry is putting much effort is agricultural land that I told you that has been affected highly. Recently, there has been a ministerial instruction that was submitted to different institutions, informing them to protect agricultural land. That will not stop there. We are going even need to develop laws and those mechanisms, all those initiatives that will make even mapping of agricultural land and demarcating it, as well as restricting it from being affected. Then it will also help other land users to be properly managed. So that is the experience we've been having, but I think it has been a long way, and we still have a long way to go, but at least we learn from the experience. Yeah.